Has anyone ever been seriously injured on set? I mean, not just a bruise or scrape, but something like that needed like ambulance or to go to the hospital?
Yeah, we've had a few here and there. Nothing really, really bad. All of us have all our fingers still, and nothing too terrible. During our Snow Myths season, though, I actually slipped on ice and dislocated my knee, and then broke it on the ice. So you might notice in episodes after that, I'm walking around in a giant brace. We don't actually explain it. It just kind of happens and then it disappears mysteriously and then I can walk again. So.
Yeah, that's probably one of the worst. I sprained my ankle. I sprained my ankle while we were doing these myths where you're trying to fool the security system. So and we've heated up the room to body temperature. And I'm trying to drop through the ceiling. Of course, I'm in my underwear because it's whether you can fool a thermal sensor. And
no one told them to take his clothes off.
Hey, ladies, for the good of science. All about the show.
What about the dance?
We promise not to speak of that again. Anyway, so I come down from the ceiling and I twist my ankle on the edge of a very safety mat that was supposed to protect me. But when we do a big explosion or a huge fireball or something like that, we always have experts to help us along. And believe it or not, everything that we do has an insurance underwriter. And we have to fill out a questionnaire that, check boxes. It's okay. Does it have flame? Yes. Explosive? Yes. Guns? Yes. Poisonous animals? Pathogens? Blacksmithing equipment? All kinds of strange stuff. And we know that we've got the right insurers because they're the same people who insure Jackass.
So just starting a career in special effects and pyrotechnics, in about 2 years when I have my license, what would I have to do to intern or help or try to get on the show?
Call Discovery, be somebody's nephew. I'm not even sure how we get our interns because they seem to just show up from Discovery, so I will go through that outlet first. Because we actually have no power to hire anybody personally, but I will give that a go.
However, I will review internship applications. You should actually write your name and your contact information on a $20 bill. Find the address on it. No, don't do that.
Thank you.
Be safe with that.
So, speaking of jobs, what sort of jobs did you guys have prior to getting on Mythbusters? What's like the fast food store or the crappy retail store?
I can tell you some of Kari's jobs.
I've had so many craft jobs that I did before this. I worked in customer service, and I worked at a bagel shop, and I worked in a dress shop.
Kari was one of those people who's a live mannequin.
Not like one of those silver people with a change cup.
No. Not at the door. This is in a store to discourage shoplifters. So she would stand there and wait for somebody to steal something. And then, just like that. They travel.
Right before Mythbusters, I went to an advertising agency as a receptionist, which sucked. And then mostly my favorite job is I was a secret martini shopper. I would go, to 3 bars a night and just taste the martini and report back secretly if they did it right. And did some scotch tastings. That job was awesome. I had so many friends.
Now, if you can imagine, you'd think, actually, Kari's led the charmed life. She was a secret martini taster, but she had an expense account, she had a staff, and she drove the Tanqueray Hummer. Escalade. So, that's a pretty good gig.
That was kind of embarrassing, honestly. It was a giant green car.
basement of Carriage House on Skywalker Ranch, and I would just put these things up on the bench that were seeking to be THX certified components and run them until they burned up and caught fire. That's pretty good.
You were born for this show. I don't know why you refused it the first time.
All right. What's the next question from the back?
Kari, you by any chance have a boyfriend?
Yeah, I'm still working for my first husband, but you know. Years from now.
And, not like there's not one of you in every city that you knew.
Thanks.
Here's some more for Kari and Brad. What was the myth that you hated doing the most?
Well, I can answer that for Grant. That would be seasickness. We make him come in every single morning and sit in a chair that I had copied from a NASA design where it spins and you have to move your head like this continually until you throw up. And it turned out that he was one of the only people in the crew that gets motion sickness. So every single morning he'd come and get strapped into the chair, and he had to do it until he puked, and then we tried a different remedy every day to see if it worked out. I would say none of them did. So pretty much he threw up every morning and then was useless till lunch. That was awesome for me. That's hilarious. Stand behind him making gagging noises.
What's Kari's least favorite? I'm gonna guess tongue on a frozen pole. And let me describe. So in order to, besides me taking a cow tongue, slitting it open and inserting tubes,
Reanimating it.
Another aspect of that was to get the saliva. So to have enough saliva to carry out the entire experiment, Kari made this thing called the spit tube. And it was a flask, a sort of a long graduated cylinder that for a week, everyone on the crew had to spit in. Now, in addition to all this, having saliva is fine, but what you want is the illusion of something that's alive. And generally, the saliva that's in your mouth is a little bit warmer than room temperature. So we take this week-old saliva from everyone on the crew, pour it into a bowl, and then put that in the microwave.
I feel sick right now.
That
It smells like an old retainer tastes. Anybody know that? Like that really stale kind of, and then when you heat it up, the whole office was going to die because the whole office just smelled of rank old retainer. And then you had to take that and brush it onto the tongue. And it was getting all big and gross. And Tori did a quick switch and had a cylinder that looked just like it and downed it. And I turned around and vomited on the floor.